Well, awesome. Well, I want to talk about a couple of things today. And the most important thing, I think, during this time in our USANA life cycle is having clear vision. Having a clear 2020 vision of what not just USANA looks like, but what network marketing looks like. Now, when I say 2020 vision, it's very, very clear, right? If you have 2020 vision, you have like perfect vision. But I'm also thinking about the year 2020. Like, what is that going to look like for network marketing? What is that going to look like for USANA? And in order to understand that, I really think that we need to look at history to get a better understanding, not only of where we are, but where we're going. So I'm going to take you guys through a quick little history lesson. You guys know that network marketing has been around for a very, very long time, longer than I've been alive. And I can remember being at home and getting people knocking on my door when I was a kid, trying to sell me Encyclopedia Britannica. So not to me, but to my parents. How many of you guys remember those days when people were knocking on your door, trying to sell you something? You guys don't remember those days? That was in the 70s, but eventually people got smart. And they're like, put a sign, no soliciting outside. Or who is it? If they're trying to sell something, just pretend like we're not here. So there was a change that occurred. And at one point, people stopped opening doors. And network marketers or direct sellers said, we can't do this anymore. We got to change. We got to do something different. So they started doing door hangers. They're like, we're going to put a door hanger on there. Or we're going to do a direct mailer. Let's send them a letter. Let's do it that way. And that worked for a while too. Until eventually people just started grabbing those letters and putting them in the recycle bin. The door hangers, nobody was paying attention to them. Somebody saw a flyer in their car, they just threw it, right? It's like things changed, things evolved. The 90s, telephones came in, right? People were calling now, telemarketing took off, right? People were doing like call centers and things like that. It was a very interesting time because technology had shifted network marketing to a place where you can reach more people because you can reach them through the telephone. You can call people across the country. In the year 2000, cell phones came in. How many of you guys remember when cell phones came in? Is that too long ago for some people or what? When cell phones came in, that was revolutionary for network marketing. Revolutionary. Can you imagine? You didn't have to wait for somebody to get home to call them anymore. You can call them on their way home from work, reach them and have a conversation with them right then. And you can email them, and it didn't cost you anything to send them an email. It was free. Before you were sending mailers, now you're sending them an email, free, and you can message as many people as you wanted. What a revolutionary time for network marketing. Some people took advantage of that and ran with it. I know I did. I got started in 2005. I've been with USANA for 12 years now. Okay? It's been a long time, and I've seen a lot of those changes, but I took advantage of that wave. Cell phones, webinars, things like that. In 2010 though, smartphones evolved again. Text messaging became the norm. We all know this. Social media came in, and that's been a lot about what we've been talking about here today and during this convention. How many of you guys have been learning a lot about social media and social selling? Have you guys been learning about that? It's a very important skill. I want to ask you guys a question. Can you imagine building your USANA business without sending a text message or without your cell phone? How many of you guys think you could do it? It would be almost impossible, right? Well, I think looking at the year 2020, I have a feeling that it's possible that we're going to talk about social media that way. That it's going to be like, can you imagine building a business without social media? Like, I think that that's the conversation that's going to happen as we evolve as an industry. Now, companies that we're familiar with have done this. They're making changes too. McDonald's, if you want to learn from anybody, learn from McDonald's. Now, don't eat it, just learn from the application. Download the app and learn, because they're doing some phenomenal things if you see that. Last year, more McDonald's stores closed than McDonald's stores opened. And everyone's like, yes, we're winning the battle against obesity. But sales were still really good because they implemented Uber Eats. Now they're bringing it to you. Unbelievable. They didn't make their product better. They just made it faster to you. They made fast food even faster. How can you do that? Unbelievable, but it happened. What about other brands that we didn't even hear of? We didn't even know who these brands were. They didn't exist 3 years ago. I know some of you guys look at the Kardashians and the Jenners and go like, oh, I'm tired of it. But study it for a second. They're doing over $1 billion in sales, and they didn't do commercials or anything. It was all done online. Unbelievable to think that that's the kind of power that social networks have, social marketing has. You guys can use that same strategy. in your USANA business. You can apply those skills over. They translate over. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the new skills, because I always think, like, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Now, today's my birthday, okay? I turned 36 today, right? I'm not gonna lie to kick it. I'm 36 years old. I want to age like a fine wine, all right? Thank you, Celavi, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that we gotta learn new skills. So I remember when prospecting was a big thing. I used to prospect people all the time, but now it sounds like prospecting is like building an audience. It's the same skill, but it's just translated over a little bit. It's a different terminology and lingo. It's the same thing though, it's still prospecting. Inviting has now transformed. Inviting is now more like sharing content. It's the same skill though. Michael Hollander, I don't know if Michael Hollander's here, but I thank Michael Hollander because when I got started in USANA, I downloaded those scripts from Michael Hollander and I memorized those scripts, and those are the scripts that I used to make my USANA fortune. So thanks a million, bud. I'm gonna take you out to dinner or something, all right? But it was a big deal to learn skills. But inviting, I was like, I don't know how to invite, I don't know how to prospect. Those are skills that I learned in USANA. So now I'm learning new skills in USANA. Besides sharing content is presenting, right? Building a website, making sure you're prepared for that. Following up. Now the terminology is like retargeting, remarketing, sending emails to your follow-ups. Closing now is offering a unique offer at checkout. Promoting events has now transformed into an online community, and you can still do both. Some people say you can do one or the other. No, you can do both. Like when I promote an event, I make sure that I have people here at convention, but I also make sure that I make them a part of the online community. These are the transitions that are happening, guys. But how can you do it? That's the question. How do you get started in all of this? How do you find your voice in this social media world? How do you get people to listen? Well, obviously USANA wants to help us. So there's this video that I want to show you guys. I think it's pretty cool, it's real slick. That's going to explain this a little bit. So let's go ahead and watch this video, let's take a look.
You may have heard the old adage, facts tell and stories sell. Well, it's never been more true. Social media has created the ultimate opportunity for people to engage with your USANA story, and through you, benefit from USANA's products. Social media enables you to reach huge audiences in an authentic way. It takes time to learn the ropes, but with a little practice, using social media to grow your USANA business can become a natural, fun, and efficient part of your routine. In order to get social media working for you, there are 4 things you need to take action on: brand, stories, platform, and engagement. It's actually pretty easy to go pro in each of these areas, so pay attention. Your personal brand will guide everything you do on social media. It's a combination of what you're offering and how it looks and feels. Remember that what you're offering is more than USANA's products and opportunity. It's you. Your personality, your knowledge, your experiences, your values, your sense of humor. Your brand will attract a specific audience, and they'll come to appreciate the consistency of what you share and how you share it. Here's what you need to do to create your personal brand. First, explore. Think about your favorite brands. Whether they're companies, groups, or individuals you follow, check out their websites and social media pages. What do they stand for? What do they offer? Who do they offer it to? What do they look like? Next, choose your own core values and branding pillars. Naming your core values, personal attributes that are especially important to you, will help you define your brand. Pick 3 or 4. Your branding pillars represent what you want to offer to others. Pick 3 or 4 and write them down as well. Now that you've decided on your core values and branding pillars, it's time to craft your brand statement. Your brand statement is a 1 or 2 line summary of who you are and what you have to offer. It's your elevator pitch. Here are some examples.
As a mother of 3 committed to lifelong health, I offer empowerment and products that help take the crazy out of motherhood and replace it with joy.
I'm a 20-something who believes in being fit and smart, and not paying someone else for permission to live my dreams. I found the business and products that can change the world one person at a time.
I'm a fitness fanatic with a serious case of wanderlust. I aspire to obtain optimal health on the go and provide a constant reminder that if you feel good, you can conquer the world.
Finally, develop a look for your brand. Social media is visual, and strong brands have a clear visual identity. This begins with colors and photography. Go online and grab images that make you feel inspired and excited about your brand. You don't need to be an expert. Start by just dragging and dropping from Google onto your desktop, and from there, write into a Word document. Pinterest makes it easy to put together mood boards. Or you can go old school and cut up magazines to make a collage. As you create your social media profiles and create posts, which we'll talk about in just a second, just be sure to stay true to the look of your brand. It will take time to create imagery that matches your brand, but it's worth it. Soon, you'll be an artiste with a cell phone camera. When you're ready, you can take things to the next level by working with a professional photographer in your area. A picture or a short video can be worth 1,000 words or 1,000 engagements on social media. The content you share, words, pictures, and videos, are your stories. The first thing to realize is that you have stories to tell. A product testimonial, that's a story. An experience you had which is relevant to your audience, that's a story. A quote or a link from an expert with some commentary from you, that's a story. A selfie is a story too. If you keep your personal brand in mind, it will be easier to craft stories that will consistently add value to your audience. That involves taking the time to understand them and what they need. And don't panic. On social media, most stories are very short. Rarely will you have more than a few lines of text in any single post. Here are some questions that can help you identify great stories already inside and around you. What inspired you to start your adventure with USANA? What's a goal you have in common with your potential customers? Is there a challenge you overcame this week? Did you take a picture recently that you would want to share? What do you wish you knew a year ago? What are some of your favorite books and movies, and why? Is there a part of the USANA lifestyle you're particularly enjoying right now? One question you can always ask is, what might educate, inspire, or entertain your audience? A story will have more impact if it hooks your audience's senses. Strong visuals are an obvious way to do this. Use pictures and videos as much as possible. And of course, you can use words to set the stage of who, what, where, when, and why. You can even ask a question. Stories are the lifeblood of your social media presence, and you have great stories. Don't spend forever perfecting something before you share it. Because remember, it's your brand, which means that it's the perfect place for you to share your stories. The place where you share your stories and interact with friends and potential customers is your platform. Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and WeChat are just a few of the many social media platforms out there. It can be overwhelming to try and have a presence on all of them, so just choose one or two to get really good at. Where are your potential customers most likely to be spending their time? The answer to that question is a great indicator of which platforms to focus on. Let's say you're really into skincare and you love Celavive. Here's how you might tell stories about that on different platforms. On Instagram, you could share an epic picture of you wearing a mask. On Twitter, you could kick off a conversation about using masks with a funny note. On YouTube, you might upload how-to videos or testimonials that show off the results. On LinkedIn, you could tout your skills as an expert in skincare and invite other pros to join your team. On Facebook, you can do any of these things as long as they're consistent with your brand. As you dig deeper into your preferred social media platforms, you'll discover that each has special tools that can benefit you. For example, Facebook offers a powerful suite of tools that tell you about your audience and let you advertise directly to specific groups. Twitter's hashtags are a quick and easy way to join conversations about common topics. Instagram stories engage audiences in fun visual experiences, like photos and videos of you at a USANA event. Your social media platform is the free tool that can connect you to an almost unlimited number of people who can benefit from your stories. It's the tool that makes sharing and networking so easy, which is the heart of direct selling. And the best thing, for your customers, a life-changing product purchase is literally a couple clicks away from your platform. So, you created a personal brand. You know how to tell stories. You picked a social media platform. Now it's time to engage. Engaging on social media is strategically telling stories and interacting with others in a way that builds your audience and adds value to their lives. What does all that mean? It means that you can post your stories consistently, keep them relevant, have conversations, and extend invitations at the right times. This is the foundation for building trust and winning customers online, because people buy from people they trust. But here's the rule. For every 7 posts, 2 of them should be your own content. These are your own pictures, videos, and words. 4 of them should be reposts of third-party content. These are other people's stories that you link, copy, or paste. You credit them and say why it's relevant to you. 1 of them should focus on a USANA product. Share experiences and benefits, of course keeping in line with USANA's ethics guidelines. You can add beautiful pictures from Share USANA, or snap a photo of your own. When interest is high, share the new shopping cart selling link. That's the 7 post rule. 2 plus 4 plus 1. It's a winning formula that will add value and build trust. Get yourself on a schedule. You don't need to create your content just before you share it. You could create all your stories one day each week and then plan out when to post. Engagement happens when people respond to your post, and you respond back. They might even share your story with their audience. Hashtag organic growth. Spread the love and engage with other people's stories. Be your awesome self and have fun. Consistency, not the amount of time you spend, is key. There's no reason social media needs to take over your life. Finally, analyze the success of your engagement on social media. Ask yourself, what kind of stories seem to be attracting the most interest? What time of day works best for your audience? Are you being consistent with your brand? What social media tips and tricks can you learn from others? What specific goals could you set to increase engagement next month? As with anything in your USANA business, it will take consistent effort and a little trial and error to maximize your time on social media. But soon, you can be regularly, strategically engaging with many people who are in search of the USANA lifestyle you have to offer. Imagine trying to build a USANA business without a phone. Today, social media is just as important. People of all ages, from all walks of life, are finding huge success with the 4 pillars of social media: brand, stories, platform, engagement. Now that you've watched this video, watch it again. There's a lot of info here that will help you to dive in and become a social media pro. Soon, it will be a natural part of your business and an authentic expression of you. You will add value to many lives and to your USANA business. Hashtag Live USANA.
It's so crazy, honestly, just to be seeing a video like that, and USANA's really getting ready to take us into the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and it's an exciting time, you know, to see the technology that's coming, to see how USANA's positioning themselves to help us get there. Are you guys starting to see a little 2020?
Yeah.
All right, well, my job is pretty much done. My job is now just to introduce the next speaker, so